Now. We're rolling.
So as the chaos is going on and ensues, brought the family up to the Tennessee, Kentucky border. I have no idea if like we're gonna be able to hear the audio between the dog and the kids and all that, but yeah, it was a fun opportunity because we got to come up here to work on a film about our buddy Chris and getting him on the water for trout for the first time. And so for me, it was really exciting because we were able to partner with the Southeastern anglers and kind of learn about their program and how they go after fish up here in Kentucky.
No.
Traveling with, how many kids we have with us?
Close to a dozen.
Close to a dozen, yeah. If we do one more, if there's one more that makes we're at a dozen. It's been a weekend of chaos.
Yeah.
And so we had one day to put it together. It was cool because we launched out in the middle of the fog.
Yeah.
We took way too many guys. Took my dog.
Yeah.
But it was cool, right? Because Brandon had never been for trout before.
Yeah.
Chris has only been fly fishing for a few weeks.
Yeah.
So it felt cool to get them out on the water.
No, and it was cool. Like, I've heard about the whole Eastern Tennessee fly fishing thing for a long time, and spent time out in Colorado trying to figure out trout fly fishing for a really long time while we lived out there. And before we moved out there, I took a road trip, loaded up my tent and some camping stuff in the back of my F-150 and drove out in between summer semesters in college and spent 2 weeks trying to figure out fly fishing in the West, and caught a couple dink, like finger-sized trout. You know, like the Western states being the place that you went and fly fished, and never really thought about Tennessee being a place that would provide incredible opportunity. Got out on the river with these guys, started slowly picking them out of the river, and yeah, had an awesome day.
It was cool to see like Brandon notch his first, trout on the fly. He's got all that technical knowledge from bass fishing, but it's actually still a pretty hard switch.
Yeah.
Just a little guy, but. All right. About 14, I guess.
Riggins, no, dude. Oh, wait, why are you in the wrong boat? I think it was, 4 or 5 fish at the beginning that didn't come to the net because they just were quick on the dry. It's cool to watch Brandon connect on a couple trout. And then it was like Chris was like getting his rhythm on casting. And that was what was cool, is because, Southeastern angler, there's this Orvis endorsed outfitter.
Yeah.
So they have this like a really strong bent for like teaching.
Yeah.
And so it was you and I were commenting, like the more we saw Chris casting throughout the day,
Oh yeah.
the more we saw him like longer cast, more accurate cast.
Yeah.
And then that's when fish started turning over. You get rainbow, rainbow, rainbow. We may have stacked the deck a little bit in our favor by shining on some flies that were a little easier on the fish's eyeballs, but
Man, you can't go wrong with the squirmy worm.
the squirmy worm.
Yeah. No, that was fun to watch Chris even progress through the day. Starting out, and I mean, it's been fishing for literally, like when you think about all the days he's fished, maybe a handful of days.
Yeah, a handful of days.
So like, to watch him progress and watch those guys teach him, and Yeah, it was cool. His cast was getting better, you know, as the hours went on, and hooked up with some great fish. It was
Yeah.
really cool to see.
Yeah, and it just and I think that's a testament to Tick, who is the main guide in Chris's boat, who was just like coaching him through every run and like just every cast.
Yeah. And as soon as I got on the boat, I realized like how much of a teacher that dude is.
Yeah.
Like he just so much knowledge, and I thought I had a pretty good understanding on like how to drift and like, you know, trout fish and all that good stuff after doing it for a handful of years, but quickly realized I was an amateur with taking the boat. So no, that was really cool. Like every little detail, he knew how to talk. The guy holding the rod, you know, just through all the different sections of water, which is really cool.
And so it was fun. Like towards the end of the day, you would beat yourself up doing some film work.
Yeah.
So I was like, get a couple casts in, man. Like get on that other boat, and you were just like methodically like just picking apart these shorelines with a hopper and like do nothing, right?
Yeah.
For like a solid hour or two. We couldn't decide if we were going to go in or not.
Yeah.
And then we literally drift past the boat ramp, and the head guide, Dane, and Tick agreed. They're like, okay, we're going to run to this one spot.
Yeah.
And so Brandon and I were running cameras, and we were just like drifting. And I was like, I remember like I was pretty fatigued. I was pretty fatigued.
You put in a lot of work.
Yeah. So I was like, we're on.
Soaked in sweat.
Yeah, and I was like, I kind of put my camera down,
Yeah.
which was a mistake.
I think it was second cast. See this golden brown glow come from the depths of the river, and pink mouth open up and hail this fly. And
And we're gonna drift down to him. You just keep pressure on him.
double up.
Nicely done, Kyle.
Do you need me to reel him in for you?
My heart stopped beating for a couple seconds, and all I could say, I think I said, monster, brown. Wow.
Yeah!
I don't know. To me, it seemed like a 20-minute fight. To y'all, it was probably a lot less than that. But yeah, just really cool experience. Tick talked me through the whole thing on how to fight the fish, and eventually got him to the boat, and still just couldn't believe it that I was holding a 22-inch brown trout in the southern United States. You know, that was the cool part about it. So yeah, it was cool.
Yeah, and I think that's what was special to watch, was that it was such a quality fish and that's what the guys kind of mirrored back. They were like, this is what's special about this fishery, is that you're throwing terrestrials, but you're in the Southeast, and it's for quality fish. And I think Tick was like, you know, at that point he was like, hey, we have a couple more hours of light, but it doesn't get better than this. Let's go home. And so we were like, cool. I mean, I could use a beer anyways. Let's go home.
Yeah, no, it was definitely a exclamation point on the day, and yeah, it was cool. Again, like living in Alabama, I kind of had put aside the fact that I would do a lot of trout fishing, you know, living in the South, but this whole trip has just opened my eyes to what's possible here in the South. And there's some awesome opportunities, and super grateful for the guys at Southeastern Anglers for just promoting the waters we have here and everything they do.
Yeah, it was special, and I mean, word on the street is we have an invitation back, so I'm gonna jump at that. So
yeah,
I mean, not bad for two camera dudes.
Yeah, seriously.
Not a bad day.
Yeah, I did not think I would catch anything all day. So yeah.
And you end with a trophy.
Yeah,
that's a pretty good day.
Yeah,
pretty good day. Well, thanks again for carrying the load, and thank you for the damn good luck.
Seriously, that was luck. Yeah, no bites all day, and then ninth inning,
boom.
just yeah, that was cool.
Doesn't get better.
Awesome.